One of the fundamentals of self-improvement is that there's not always an easy hack. Sometimes you just have to power forward and do the difficult thing and suffer and make progress. It's always, something that people are looking for, the pill that'll fix their health or the easy way to make money, but you just have to do the difficult work. And that's one useful message that self-help has centered around in recent years. Another really common message in current self-help is you just need to have a bunch of money, and that's going to solve your problems. A lot of the leading self-help people now are just about earning a lot of money or developing, basic character traits that enable you to progress, and usually those character traits are just work really hard. Earning a bunch of money is certainly a useful tool, but I think the reason ultimately that people want a bunch of money is that they feel the need for more freedom in their life, and beyond that they feel the need for more connection with other people, or they're substituting a kind of a control and an admiration that they think that money will give them for the connection that they seek with other people. And worse than that, the current self-help gurus are often just focusing on earning money rather than earning money in a sustainable way and an ethical way, which is basically the same thing. If you earn money in a somewhat unethical way, if you're not actually producing value, then it's not as sustainable. You can maybe cheat people for a while or con people for a while, but it's going to catch up with you. So my first point would be that unlike what many of the self-help people say, it's not so much money you need, it's freedom. And money can certainly provide freedom, but money can also cause you to lose your freedom. More people probably lose their lives chasing money than use money to gain their freedom. If you can earn money in a flexible way and an ethical, sustainable way, then you'll have a lot of freedom, especially if you can earn a lot per hour. It really doesn't take that much money to be free. It just takes a focus on freedom versus money. We're all conned our entire lives to seek money. We never really question, is it actually money that I want, or is it freedom and maybe connection with other people? If you have a lot of money, it doesn't necessarily guarantee you're going to be eating a healthy diet, or you'll know how to travel well, or you'll have good friends. But if you have a lot of knowledge, you can probably do all of those things, even with a relatively small amount of money. So one thing to consider is you may want to focus more on knowledge of how to obtain the things you want rather than money, which you think will magically give you these things. Study those topics rather than just studying how to make money. First, I'll go over some of the surface level issues that I think everyone wants to achieve, and even these issues don't get achieved because most people are too distracted by money. One is health. A very important issue, everyone agrees. Doesn't take a lot of money to buy healthy vegetables, healthy meat cooked from scratch. Takes more time and knowledge, and no one focuses on that because they're too busy. And even this goes for rich people. Most rich people eat a bad diet. They're just too busy earning money to care for their health and have a longer, happier life. Another basic thing that people want maybe is entertainment. Maybe they travel, maybe they watch movies, maybe they read books. Reading and movies obviously cost almost nothing. You see wealthy people doing it all the time. Didn't need any money to do that. Travel, again, it's mostly time and knowledge to enjoy traveling. Yes, it does take some money, but very little in some cases. Now, another surface thing that a lot of people want is good relationships, and they think, especially guys, think that if they have a lot of money, they're going to attract girls. Not my area of expertise, but if this is what you want, then rather than believe that money is a quick fix, I would really focus on people who are expert at that topic and learn about how to socialize, be more charismatic, all of these things that you will need, rather than believing the cop-out that money is the only thing that matters. The current self-help movement is saying, here's a quick fix, just earn a bunch of money. And yeah, in my opinion, it's easier to earn a bunch of money than to fix fundamental core issues that often relate to personality. So first of all, if you can earn money, earn it in an ethical, sustainable way where you earn more and more as word gets around about the value you're providing. Don't just pretend that money is going to solve your problems. Most of these problems are more core issues that need to be dealt with, and money is kind of a peripheral problem for people, and actually much easier to deal with than core issues. So I think when you really look into it, people are sold money as this magic pill, and the reason they're given that is that it's a way to leech your effort. When you are all focused on earning money, other people can leech off of that, or other people can sell you the magic pill that gives you this money. And worse than that, they're earning money unethically. And in the end, when they finally do succeed at earning money, my experience and the experience of many is that earning all of that money didn't help you really. If anything, it hindered your progress towards what you really wanted, which was more freedom and autonomy and good relationships with people. You'll notice that a lot of really wealthy people, if anything, they've made negative progress in their relationships and in the amount of free time they have and freedom to pursue what they are really interested in. So one of the most important things, in my opinion, is to just sit down and try to figure out what you're actually interested in rather than what society and all of the self-improvement, most popular self-improvement gurus tell you you should be interested in, which is earning money so that they can take a percentage. I think what people actually want is a connection to others, and they do this in a misguided way of trying to seek the respect of others through money. The houses, the cars, it's mostly just to impress other people. They lose their entire lives trying to impress other people in a misguided attempt. So how do you get these relationships? I guess as a very quick start, I would recommend the book The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz, the book The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama. Just a general focus on other people. Instead of focusing on how to earn money and thinking that that will magically get you respect, what gets you respect is caring about other people. And those two books that I mentioned kind of go into a general philosophy of that. They're kind of unique books in that way because most self-improvement books are all talking about how you can achieve things, and the unspoken understanding is that once you achieve these things, you're going to get respect rather than having friends and having relationships just because you care about other people. Beyond those books, I'd say another thing is to follow the core teachings of self-improvement, which is not to distract yourself with side issues that are easier to deal with, but to focus on a core issue. And the core issue is aloneness. And to solve aloneness, you face it instead of doing what 99.9% of people do, which is distract themselves with business, with a million other things, with earning money, with lifting weights, with whatnot. If they focused on the key issue that they feel alone and face that, which no one wants to do. Meditation is a form of this, but there are a lot of religious practices that go into much more detail. An extreme example would be going and sitting alone in the desert for months on end. If you just really face aloneness, if you're that driven and motivated, then I believe you can start to feel a fundamental connection with some kind of a unified field of consciousness. And the people that are looked on as the most enlightened almost always followed these practices. A lot of other religious practices, but basically it comes down to facing aloneness and not allowing yourself to be distracted until you can finally start to feel a connection with a unified field of consciousness and a connection with others. And when you feel this actual connection with others, then I think the aloneness goes away, rather than what happens with most people is that they continually run from the aloneness and distract themselves with trying to buy attention. I certainly don't want to give the impression that I'm any expert on this, maybe just a little more conscious of the issue. But it's really ultimately what I think is driving everyone, and almost no one focuses on it, and it would be useful perhaps to focus on the one thing that drives almost all of everyone's actions, rather than distracting and working on side issues, as most of us, including me, have wasted most of their lives doing.